everyone, it's Cindi McIntosh with Scotweek, and I am here with Carter Boehm, executive producer of the movie Robert the Bruce.
Hello everyone.
And we're so happy to be here with you. Today we have some exciting interviews planned for you. We're going on location to the shooting and filming locations for Robert the Bruce. And we have a full day of events. This is going to go on for about 4 hours. Okay, wow. And we have Zach McGowan's official fan club. Thank you for coming on. We will have Zach McGowan on today. We will have Anna Hutchison. Who else do we have? We have Angus MacFadyen.
Brandon Lazard.
Yes. And we have also Shoris Wallace.
Wonderful.
From Scotland. And
one of our heroes, I might point out.
Yes.
As is Angus.
Yes, absolutely. And we have such a wonderful day. So I just wanted people to know a little bit more about you and what you do and the Yellowstone Film Ranch. Who shot and filmed Robert the Bruce?
About Robert the Bruce or the Film Ranch?
Well, let's talk first about Robert the Bruce.
Okay.
And then tell us a little bit about who you are.
Okay, well, executive producer Robert the Bruce, along with Chris Lazard. And we started this venture a couple of years ago. And I know I was on a FaceTime with Soros, and we were trying to decide, could Montana work or not? And after our FaceTime with Soros, he convinced us that he thought the pictures we were showing him was really Scotland. So at the end of that conversation, I looked at Richie and I said, I'm in. And that's when we started. And the adventure began then. Most of it was filmed here in Montana at the Six Shooter Ranch. And then, of course, we did go to Scotland, which was wonderful. And we absolutely needed that portion. And we feel that we've turned out a movie that is something that will be epic and last for the ages. And we're very proud of it, I might point out.
Well, and I would also point out, it's stunningly beautiful. I mean, just every one of your sets that you've created here is very beautiful and very versatile as well. As we've toured the different locations that you had here.
2 years later, a year and a half later.
Yes.
Yeah, they will stand for the ages because we hired a group called Sound Color, who also built our Yellowstone Film Ranch studio. And these sets are permanent and will last lots longer than most of us will be alive. And it's interesting that we've got many requests from people that have seen the movie that said they would like to come up and view the sets.
And it's so beautiful here. As we have Richie going to be joining us with Kelsey in just a moment. We're connecting. I'm just going to pan. Oh, there we are. There
Hi,
we
guys.
are.
Hi, guys.
So we're being joined by director Richard Gray, Richie, and Kelsey Deanne, also of Scotweek.
Hey guys.
So good to see.
How are we doing?
You got a pretty view. You got a pretty view as we do? You have as pretty or prettier? What do you got?
You have a better view. We should probably
We can turn around.
Why don't we turn so we can see?
We'll turn around. Our faces
Let's
will
play
be
who's got
shadowed,
the better view.
Everyone can see the view. Depends which side you're on, right?
Yeah.
So we just wanted to talk about you guys before we start playing our wonderful interviews and the footage that we had on location here. Talk a little bit about the two of you and your project here with Yellowstone Film Ranch. And Carter's just been telling us about how you kind of got started and what you've been doing. And then also about the making of the film Robert the Bruce, which everyone's going to join in to watch today.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I met Carter here in Montana, and I'm not sure if he told you the story already, but because timing, we didn't have much time. We needed to film the movie in the US as well as Scotland, of course. But we were worried that could Montana look like Scotland? We were lucky to have Shores Wallace, who was in Braveheart and is a historian and just an all-round champion guy, and he's in our movie. And he would send Carter and I photos from different places in Scotland, Glencoe, Isle of Skye. We filmed all around Stirling, and we would then go and find matching places in Montana, and that's what I think convinced you, Carter. Is that right? That it was possible?
Oh, absolutely. That was a defining moment, Richie. If you recall, when we hung up from FaceTime with Soros, I turned to you and I said, "I'm in," and that was the beginning.
That's it. I remember exactly. We're at a wine bar, funny enough, and
yes, we were at a wine bar, and I believe we were having a very fine wine. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was a Camus.
Oh, nice. Ooh.
Yeah, but the story how the script came to us, we were very lucky. Anna Hutchinson is a very good friend of ours, an amazing actress. She was making a movie with Angus in the UK. And Angus was telling her about this script, Robert the Bruce, that he wrote with Eric Belgau. And they've been trying to make it for, I think, about 14 years. And Anna, being a longtime friend, said, "I know a director who loves Braveheart, and he would like to read the script." But when I got the script, I was a little worried because, with such an amazing film in Braveheart, you get nervous that, what will this story be? Will it do it justice? And what was so cool was it took such a different story through line. We concentrate on the widow and the orphan children of the Bruce's wars. And it was so touching and heartfelt, and it felt like it would add something original rather than just, doing a spin-off for no point. And when we read the script, we're so relieved because it was so beautiful. And it's a side of war that you don't usually get to see in these movies, and I think that's what attracted us to it.
Absolutely. Plus, it has a very warming story, and it's about a family. And if you were looking for tons of fighting, there certainly is some, but it's more of a heartfelt story.
Exactly. And we're so lucky. So go ahead.
Sorry. We're a little bit delayed. I'm so sorry about that, Richard. Please go ahead.
No, I was joking. You go ahead.
So it's really beautifully shot. For those of you who haven't seen it, you can go see it on Amazon. It's available digitally. You can get it, and we'll have down in the subtitles below links to where you can get this. Also links to the Yellowstone Film Ranch and everything you want to know about these two amazing gentlemen and what they do here. But I really enjoyed the film because I feel like, having family from Scotland, a lot of family there still, and learning about Robert the Bruce and kind of growing up. So you get a different flavor, I feel like, when you're in Scotland of the story of Robert the Bruce.
Absolutely.
You get to know a little more of the history about the spider and the spider's web, where most, I think, people around the world don't really get that part of the history and don't get to see that. And I think, it's 25-year anniversary of William Wallace's movie,
yes,
Braveheart. And so
700 years.
700-year anniversary of the Declaration of Arbroath.
Yeah.
And so it's a significant year to have this movie. And I think, it's so relevant right now with here you have Robert the Bruce in a cave, isolating. He's isolated. And he's talking to a spider, but just he's so inspirational because he knows, I'm coming out, I'm getting out of here. And obviously he goes on to become King of Scotland and a very successful King of Scotland, probably the most successful of all the kings of Scotland, the most well-known certainly. So it's an amazing story and so relevant right now and such a beautiful thing to watch. If you haven't already seen it, you need to see it right now.
We think that Angus, this movie actually...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go, buddy.
I was going to say one of the things we felt is that we are making a bit of a difference with this movie. When we did our world premiere in Edinburgh, uh, we were we opened throughout Scotland, and we had some interesting things happen. One of them was we made the front page of several of the newspapers that Cineworld banned us, and I think it was because of some of the controversy going on with Britain. But this has nothing to do with that. This is Scots against Scots. But eventually we won because Cineworld called us and said we acquiesce because we're now going to show Robert the Bruce. And what made that happen was 5,000 of the Scots that had bought memberships in Cineworld had turned in their cards and said, we're not going to Cineworld.
Wow.
So we feel like we really won, and it was a great feeling for all of us, and cast and crew.
Absolutely. And I just want to shout out to one of our sponsors is the Scottish Business Network, and Russell Exulta is on here right now. Russell Dougleash is the chairman. So we just want to give a shout out to him and all the
Hi,
work
Russell.
and he just said the premiere was such a big success in Scotland. So
Thank you, Russell. Thank you very much. There's so many Scots in America and obviously in Australia. My father's side is from Glasgow. My mother's side is from Tipperary, and my father's side came to actually Washington State, which is the neighboring state to where we are now, and they're in Spokane, and I think it's why I feel so comfortable here, because I feel like I'm in the UK, and I think that's why the film worked. And we had amazing actors, Shoris Wallace, Zach McGowan, Anna, Jared Harris, and the children, Talitha and Gabriel Bateman and Brandon Lassard. They made the film work with Anna and their relationship. And Angus is Robert the Bruce, as far as I'm concerned. When I was 15 and Braveheart came out in Australia, that was it. That was it for me. And when I see Angus, I see Robert the Bruce. And so to have him deliver with Eric such a heartwarming, beautiful script, it was a bit of a dream come true.
You know, one of the things that we haven't brought up yet is the harsh conditions. And that brought about, I'll go in a moment, but the harsh conditions brought everybody together. And we were definitely a family. And because it was 20 and 25 below, and I just remember that the actors were going into the warming tents. They had buffalo hides on, and then they went out to shoot. And we had people literally having to put hides on them when we said,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that was really interesting. And of course, there was nowhere to go because it was the middle of the winter and most things were closed. So at the end of the day, we all went back to the Pioneer and Copper John's, and everybody just socialized together. Nobody went. I mean, we were just a very close family, and it was wonderful. We all cried when it was over.
Oh, God. And Carter, do you remember me asking you whether we would need to purchase snow machines?
Yes. Well, you know, I'm from Montana, and so Richie, he said, well, should we go out and buy some virtual snow machines? And I just looked at him, and I said, I think we can spare that expense. And of course, we had so bad. How many vehicles that rolled over? 2 or 3?
Well, we were very safe
We had
on the set, though, Carter. There wasn't. I don't remember any vehicles falling over. But, but why we were so lucky, and again, sounds ridiculous to say lucky, but when we flew to Scotland at the end of our shoot, which was hellishly bad conditions, we flew into the Beast from the East. So literally we're filming in Scotland during the Beast from the East, but it led to this cinematography, and you mentioned cinematography. John Garrett did a phenomenal job. And those opening images, the opening shot of the film is flying in, to Isle of Skye. And, we have a lot of fun asking Scottish people, can they pick which location is where? And we'd love to hear about that from you guys. If you can pick where Glencoe is, if you can pick where Portree is versus some of the Montana location. it's kind of fun. And Shoris Wallace is listening right now, and he was our guy. So if you think anything doesn't look like Scotland, we can blame him. And get ready for the barrage of insulting words I'm about to get.
And a big shout out to you, Shoris. Thank you so much for joining us. And we also have Craig McGinley on, and we're so happy to have both of you on and watching today. And I just want to say before we shut down in 3 minutes with what we're doing here, and we'll be back with you later on today a couple more times, but please do watch, because we have Shoris Wallace interview. We have Anna Hutchinson. We have
Zach McGowan.
Angus MacFadyen. Yes.
Zach and Brandon, the whole cast coming on today. And thank you so much to Scotweek for making it happen.
Well, thank you guys so much. You guys
Scott.
are incredible. These two, their hospitality while you're in Montana is incredible. So if you guys haven't already checked it out, check out YellowstoneFilmRanch.com. They have some amazing projects in development that maybe we'll get a little sneak peek with later if you guys are still tuning in. Montana is an amazing place to film. It can double for so many different locations, and we'll pick their brain later and tell you all about that. And also tune into Scotweek. This will be going on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So thank you. Also, we have amazing partners that have submitted videos. So we have the Society of Antiquaries of Scotland. They have experts that have studied Robert the Bruce, so you'll see some fun things. We have people that have gone around Scotland to the battle sites and monuments of Robert the Bruce. So please tune in. It's going to be an amazing day. Thank you all so much.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And a big shout out to Diana McFarland, part of the Scotweek team of Red Rubber Media. Diana is back in mission control in her office, orchestrating everything. She's cut all the film. She's put things together so that we will keep ourselves on track all day long to bring you all of this exciting footage and film and interviews with everyone. So it's going to be an exciting day, and we can't wait to see you back here.
Yes, thank you to Diana. Thank you to Scotweek.
Thank you
guys.
all. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye for now. So stay tuned. There's going to be a quick minute off, and then we'll be right back on at 11:20, actually 10:20 Pacific Standard Time. Shoris, we wish you were here with us as well. And a shout out to some of our board members for Scotweek. Steve Cook. Thank you for your support. And you can all listen to Steve Cook Sunday nights, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. He plays live, and it's great. It's fantastic. The Sound of Distance. Okay, love you all. We'll see you in a minute.